Okay, so a lot of people have asked me, how do I code cats into ClanGen? And I'm essentially just going to be showing you how to change one cat to look like a different cat. And there's a lot of, different, spreadsheets and stuff to help with this, so I'm going to go through those and tell you how to read them and break them down as well. So this is the visual sprite guide. It has everything from pose numbers, to pelt names, to different types of torties, and tints, and white patches, and eyes, and skins, and so on. It is crazy helpful to look at whenever you're doing stuff, because it is really hard to just remember what every single thing looks like off the top of your head. So having a visual guide is incredibly useful. So, for the sake of this tutorial, I'm going to be trying to code in a tortie cat, since those are the most complicated. However, I will show you how to do, not tortie cats as well. So, the example clan we're going to be using for this is going to be Sweet Potato Clan, which I used once in a video, but I probably won't be using it again. So, to be able to edit your clan cats, you want to open up the data directory, which, if you didn't see how I went there, I went to settings, and then this. Next, it will bring up this right here. You want to click on saves, your clan name, and then clan cats. You can edit this just directly on the Notes app that's usually installed on computers and stuff. However, I like to use Visual Studio Code because it makes looking at things a lot easier, in my opinion. So I'm just going to take Catfish Bark here, and that's who we're going to change. So let me find Catfish Bark. Here they are. Their ID is 284. And in here you can change anything. You could change their names to Mom LOL. You can change their gender, and their gender align. You can change status, although I would recommend to just change the status inside of the actual ClanGen game, because changing it in here can sometimes confuse the game, especially if it's the leaders and stuff like that. In here you can change their traits as well, although if you do want to change their trait to say, what's one? It's the quiet one. Yeah, quiet. You'll want to just delete this line of code, because the facets has to do with the trait thing, but if it's missing the facets thing, it'll just make a new one whenever you reload the game. You can also change who their parents are, 1 or 2, and you can change who adoptive parents are, you can change mentors, mates, you can change them. Well, there's a few other steps if you want to revive them, but you can technically change if they're dead or not in here. You could change if they're paralyzed, so we can put true. You can change if they're allowed to have kids, if they're exiled. And here's where you can change pelt names. So, this cat currently is a rosette pattern, but I'm thinking, let's change it to a Bengal. So, very important, look at how these words are capitalized before you start typing stuff in. If you notice, only the first letter of rosette is capitalized. So we want to do the same and only capitalize the first letter of Bengal. However, the pelt color is in all caps. So if we're changing the pelt color, we need to type it in all caps. And this will be important throughout everything. You can also change their sprites here, and I want to mention the sprites are going to be different for each one, so if you want a short-haired cat, you're only going to want to choose it from the short-haired area. I highlighted the wrong side. You only want to choose it from the short-haired area, so 6, 7, and 8 are short-haired cats. But if you want a long-haired cat, you want to choose it from 9, 10, or 11. If you want to be weird and have a short-haired cat with 11, go for it. It won't break anything as far as I'm aware, but if you want to keep it normal. So I'm going to leave the sprites the same, because it's not really going to affect us. The eye color here is in all caps. Here's all the eye color types. let's just change it to sunlit ice. So again, all caps. You can also change your cat to be heterochromic in here. So you can put pale green. There we go. This will change if the sprite is facing left or right, so if you want it to be the opposite of what it shows here, you'll put true. Otherwise, leave it false, and it'll be the same direction it's showing here. White patches, relatively the same explanation-wise. You'll find a white patch that you like, and then you can just come in here, all caps, and type whatever you want. So I'll just put pants. Vitiligo, however you pronounce it, I genuinely have no idea. You can come in here, and you can choose something from here. So, let's say we want to have a moon cat. There we go. You can also change if you want it to be a point cat. So the different points are right here. There's sepia point, mink point, seal point, color point, and ragdoll. You can also change the skin color in here. So again, it will be all caps. The skin colors are right here. And you can also change the tint of the cat, which would be in here. So these are the different pelt tints, and then these are white patch tints. So say we wanted to just make this one's tint pink. There we go. So we're going to save this and reload ClanGen. So you have to completely exit out to be able to get what you need. And do not save after fixing things, because it will override the code you just did. So if catfish bark here, we're going to re-look at in a few seconds. So now that we've reloaded ClanGen, we can come in here. And here's our new cat, Mom Lol. And as you can see, they are paralyzed. They have the bingle pattern, they are heterochromic. And overall, just everything that we put in is now new on him. As you can see, paralyzation has also went through perfectly fine. And yeah. So, now I'm going to show you how Torticats look. So we're going to come in here and change Pezpaw this time. So just to make things easy, I'm just going to skip down, and I'm going to leave all that stuff like that. I am going to change the white patches to be null, though, so that we're able to actually see what we do with the torty pattern. The torties are a little bit more complicated, which is why this is kind of like a separate sort of showy thing. We want to come down here to this area, which is pattern, torty base, torty color, and torty pattern. This is not Pezpaw. This is not Pezpaw, but the pattern is in full caps, the torty base is completely lowercase, the torty color is full caps, and the torty pattern is fully lowercase. You do need to remember this, because if any of these are capitalized wrong, you will get an error, and it will not work. Errors on cat patterns are not detrimental to your save, though, and you can easily just go back in and fix them. So if you make an error, I promise you it's not the end of the world. I make a lot of errors when coding in cats. So, first off, your pattern is going to be one of these. So when you're looking at the torty patterns, your first one is going to be what the actual spot is going to look like. So we'll do Rosetail. I feel like that's going to be a very obvious one for us to be able to look at and actually see. So you want to put it in quotes and put Rosetail. Next, we're going to come into the pelts. And I do want to say, this right here will need to be taken out and replaced with torty. But what was put there can be put here. In all lowercase. Very important that it's all lowercase. Next, the color that will be in the pattern. Let's see. This cat is normally a sienna, so let's just go cream. I think that'll be a very obvious difference. So in all caps, we will put cream. And then lastly, the pattern that'll be inside of the torty pattern. She currently has speckled as the normal one, so that would put us as this pattern. So we'll just do Bangle as our different one, because they have a different type of tail than the others. So again, all lowercase, Bengal, and that should be correct. So we're going to save this, exit out of ClanGen without saving, and then reload up ClanGen. And here's Pezpaw, with two very different color tail and body. As you can see, the pelt now lists itself as Torty, and it changes it for all the ages, so you can do this at any age for the cat, although it's easier to see whenever they're an adult. I do hope that this tutorial was easy enough to follow and helps people out. I will be putting links to this guide in the description because I know how useful it is to be able to look at stuff while you do that kind of thing. So, thank you all for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!